we've already made it to Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Hope your morning is going awesomely.
And
how's yours?
Happy May Day.
May Day, yes.
The 1st of May.
Yes.
And it's snowing. There were little flakes in the air as I left the house this morning.
Oh, I didn't see that.
May Day's a real thing.
Yeah.
May Day.
Yeah.
May Day. Or in Hawaii, it's called Lay Day. Let's go to Hawaii.
I got a first class ticket.
Anyway, yeah, May Day apparently, I didn't know this, it's in communist countries. It's when they celebrate the worker.
Oh.
So back in the this is typical U.S. paranoia, right? In the 1920s, communism was on the rise. I guess maybe because finances were being really hard. You know, people were poorer, and they were like, "We want the poor people to need more money, and the rich taking everything." So communism was on the rise. So to combat the rise of communism, they came up with this idea of it's called Loyalty Day, which is on the same day.
Oh, so you better
May
listen
Day
or we're going to shoot you.
is also Loyalty Day in order to say we Americans don't like communism, right? And so it actually was passed in Congress in 1958. It became an official holiday. Loyalty Day to combat the communist celebration of May Day.
Really?
Can you imagine that?
I wonder if May Day has anything to do with maypole dancing.
Pole dancing? I know how to pole.
Maypole.
I may pole dance.
I bet you do.
I may pole dance if you find me a pole. I may.
Do I have to pay you?
Only if I'm good. Well, I know no toonies and loonies in the G string, please.
Oh.
That was the hardest thing, you know, when they got rid of the toonies and the loonies. How do you tip strippers?
Right.
And drag queens.
Now you have to do $5.
Oh, well, I know, and a lot of people don't, because you know when you go to a gay bar and there's a drag show, they tip the drag performers. Like they'll walk up while you're doing a number, while you're lip syncing, they'll actually walk up and hand you bills, right? But then when it became no more loonies and toonies.
They don't hand you nothing.
No, those gay guys, they want to hang on to their money for their drinks. So
well, you know what? That's why I love them.
But then the regulars, you'd end up walking up with more money because it's like, I got $5.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, there was a while there where I remember they were throwing toonies and loonies on the dance floor, but then you had to
make
pick it up.
That. Yeah, but not just that. But I'm sure bars finally said, okay, you know what? Like we're not going to do that.
No more throwing coins at the queens.
People are drilling coins at the queens, right at their heads.
Right at their heads.
Hey, Oprah, I'm coming back as Oprah.
Are you?
I so want to be Oprah.
I just want to be her for her money. What do you want to be her for?
I think she's so centered.
There she is.
My mother thinks she's preachy.
Preachy? She could be a little preachy.
Yeah, she can be a bit preachy. Sure, it's easy for her because she's got $1 bazillion. True.
But she came from
nothing. So you know what?
Yeah, Eunice, she came from nothing. Give her a break.
Eunice? Easy, Eunice. Anyway, she's coming to Canada.
Oprah.
Yes.
Why for?
Because she just wrote a book and it's called Oprah Winfrey Presents Your Path Made Clear. That's her new show, actually. I'm sorry. That's the name of the tour. Oh. The book is called Your Path Made Clear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she's going to be in Toronto on June 14th, Montreal the 16th, Calgary 19th, 20th in Edmonton, and 24th in Vancouver.
And so she's just going to stand and talk?
It's a speaking tour, but she's going to have guests, but she hasn't announced who they are yet.
I wonder if they're like regional guests.
Have you gotten the call?
No, but I didn't check my voicemail today.
You should check, because, you don't want to miss the opportunity.
The call from Oprah.
Yeah.
Did you know that Barack and Michelle Obama have a production company too? It's called Higher Ground Productions.
Like, as in entertainment?
As in, they have an entire slate of Netflix projects coming up.
Awesome.
I know. So one of them is an adaptation of the Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass escaped slavery and became the first African-American nominated for the position of U.S. Vice President in 1872. Imagine going from slavery to being nominated.
Especially back then.
1872.
My word.
He was a social reformer. He was an abolitionist against slavery, orator, writer, statesman, and he advocated for women's rights as well. And so there's a whole story on his...
Good for them.
That's only one. Then there's this other one, a fashion world show. So this is like looking at the world from a fashion perspective at the time of post-World War II in New York City and the hurdles for women and people of color in the world of fashion. And that's being taken on by Callie Curry. She was the Academy Award winner for her screenplay of Thelma and Louise.
Oh, no kidding.
So this is a series. This is an actual, like,
That
I believe
sounds
a series.
fun.
Yeah, and maybe no, that's a show. Then there's a series based on the dangers of undoing government bureaucracies. Doug Ford.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a whole bunch. This is just 3. There's like a whole bunch. There's like
Who
a whole
knew?
bunch. Barack and Michelle Obama.
Wow.
Cool, hey?
And you know what? They're going to be very socially conscious, I bet, in their endeavors.
Yeah.
Right? Good for them.
Jussie Smollett.
Yes. They just got okayed for season 6 on Fox for The Empire, and no room for Jussie.
No plans for Jamal to return to the show.
Was that his name?
Jamal was his name on the show. But here's what's interesting. It says his option has been extended. So I would think that means they're saying, okay, he's probably still under contract for a little while. In other words, they've negotiated something. So chances are, Netflix could have just, not Netflix, is it? No, whatever, Empire. Fox. They could have just like nixed him, but then they probably would have been a lawsuit, wrongful dismissal because he was found not guilty, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Or no charge, not guilty? No, not guilty. No charges.
Cleared. He was cleared of all charges.
Anyway, I'm guessing that this was them sort of saying, okay, we're going to keep paying you, we'll keep you on the payroll for a little while, we won't just axe you.
Right.
And we'll see how things go, and maybe
if there's some huge redemption, they'll bring him back and say,
I would imagine that the extension to his option was really just to cover everybody's behind so that nobody gets sued, and
I think he's done though.
Pretty much.
As a career, I don't think anybody would trust him, kind of. Royal Baby Watch.
Is it happening?
You know what? It's interesting. I don't know if we're going to know when it actually happens, because they've decided that they're not going to make a public announcement.
And she's not going to come out, right?
And she's not coming out with 4 minutes after the baby's born looking immaculate. She's decided they're not going to do that. But the Queen went to visit their new home on the weekend.
Do they deliver in their... No, Diana went to a hospital.
Yeah, and so did Kate. But Meghan is planning on having a home birth.
Why not? You're in a freaking castle.
Well, actually she's not. Frogmore is a house. It's a 5-bedroom. It used to be a staff house that's on the property. It's about 5-minute walk away from
where
the
the peasants
Queen.
used to live?
Yes.
The living where the peasants lived?
Yes. So, but there was an ambulance spotted outside of the property and a helicopter flying above a couple of days ago. So, I'm not sure.
So the stork is arriving and in a helicopter.
Yeah, and the mom's been there. Megan's mother's been there. Yeah. Harry's like... Yeah.
So what about her? She's not tight with her father and her sister.
No,
right? What about her mother? Is her mother in the picture?
Yeah, her mother's there.
Okay.
And is in the UK, not staying with them, but obviously is going to be there for the birth, or has been there for the birth. Hard to say. Yes, they're already planning a trip to Africa though, like in a month.
They're going to travel with a newborn? In a plane? I wouldn't fly. Oh, baby plane. I wouldn't put a little baby in a plane with all that pressure.
Right.
They probably have royal planes that don't have pressure.
Would they not get kidnapped in Africa? Like there's that too, right?
I don't think that happens. No. Speaking of children, it's also Mother Goose Day.
Oh, Mother Goose.
Remember Mother Goose?
Oh, you silly goose.
She was just in the show Shrek. Mother Goose dates, I had no idea, dates back to the late 1650s and the early 1800s.
Good.
She does, doesn't she?
I gotta get her moisturizer.
It's probably goose pate.
Yeah. Her goose liver.
Goose liver. Bruh. Anyway, she was the imaginary author of a collection of French fairy tales.
French?
Yes. Conte de ma mère l'oeil. Is that l'oeil? Is that goose?
L'oeil.
Conte de ma mère l'oeil.
I've never seen l'oeil.
I don't know what of the goose. No. How do you say goose in French? You should know this because pâté de foie gras. Foie.
No,
gras.
That's
gras. G-R-A-S. Is that goose? Because
that's
pâté. Fat. Well, I don't know how you say goose in French. You're the bilingual one.
I can't remember how to say
Anyway, then it became English nursery rhymes too. But it started off as she was a
1650.
I know.
Man. Imagine that first book. Humpty Dumpty fell and yoked all over the place.
Okay, there was. Remember some of those little fractured fairy tale things, like Little Miss Muffet sat in a tuffet eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider, sat down beside her, and she said, "It's going to rain tomorrow."
What's coming coming up on the show, you banana.
Well, we were supposed to have a guest from Arch coming in talking about the pancake breakfast coming up. But they're not able to make it today, to my knowledge. So we're gonna, I'm gonna talk about the pancake breakfast when we come back, and then we're gonna show a little footage of a great piece we did on Arch when we went to visit them.
Good.
And then I believe it's Relay for Life coming up after that. So lots more and the news. Stay with us on Wellness Wednesday here on Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim.
At 4:45, discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5, and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Don't you love that little picture? There's a woman walking a dog in shorts, and not quite on May the 1st. We have snow.
Snow.
Hey,
Unimpressed.
So here I have with me, this is Julie Primo.
Yes.
And this is Melissa Porco.
Hi.
Hi guys. You're here. They're here. We finished the opening segment and ta-da! There they were. From you're representing Arch today.
Absolutely. And I'm with the machine shop.
You're with the machine shop. Pancakes breakfast.
In support of Arch.
So how long have you been hosting the pancake breakfast at the machine shop?
This will be our 3rd annual.
Okay.
The first 2 years we've raised $21,000 for Arch.
Just for the pancakes?
Yeah, all for pancakes.
That's a lot of flipping pancakes.
It's a lot of pancakes and sausages.
$21,000?
Everything is donated.
Don't you guys love Sault Ste. Marie?
It's amazing, yes. And you would never think that a pancake breakfast that's only $10 a ticket for adults and $5 for children
could
possibly raise that amount of money. So we have about 800 people, and we're hoping to grow the event this year and actually have...
How can you grow it?
It's a lot of pancakes.
It's a beautiful, the machine shop is beautiful, it's huge, so we are hoping to have more people come out this year.
And it's a good time span too, it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So, I mean, I'm the kind of person who'd rather have my pancakes and sausage or bacon. Is it sausage and bacon, sausage or bacon?
I
can choose?
Mostly sausage.
Sausage is better.
Yeah,
sausage is way better. Pancakes and sausage and beverages for $10. See, that's my brunch right there. And it's all
Gilbert's and maple syrup.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Gilbert's and maple syrup?
Yeah.
From the island.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's all you can eat.
Completely.
Where can you get that for nowhere other than there? That's this Saturday?
Sunday.
Oh, sorry. This Sunday, May the 3rd. What is it? May the what?
I believe it's May the 5th, Tim.
It's all a big day right now.
Julie.
It'll be on your calendar, folks.
It's on Sunday. Just it's
Sunday.
Whatever days from now.
Yeah.
So tell me about where the funds are used for when $21,000. What does Arch do with the money that you raise?
Well, one thing we're starting to realize is not everyone knows that we're not fully government funded. So we are partially funded, but we do require $750,000 each and every year just to keep our doors open.
What?
Yeah. So yeah.
That's like $1 million.
Yes.
I mean, when you're talking 750,000, you might as well be talking $1 million, right?
You're right.
Really?
So the event that they're doing, it would be considered like a third-party event, and we do have close to 100 third-party events. Sault Ste. Marie is very kind.
Third-party event in that it's the machine shop
Yes.
saying we want to contribute.
Yes, and my brother-in-law John Dahl and his dad Glenn Dahl head it within the machine shop, and
Do they have a business or anything that?
Glenn's our executive chef at the machine shop, and John's.
Glenn is the chef. I've seen him. Yes.
Yes, he's and.
Does that mean when you say that Glenn is the head chef at the machine shop, does that mean he oversees the kitchen as well in the other establishments?
the
or
restaurant.
Yes.
Are you kidding
So
me?
we have one kitchen that
So
does all of the establishments.
So the steakhouse
and the boiler room,
the boiler room, which I love,
which is the pizza.
and as well as all the banquets and stuff. That's all him.
He's our executive
He's your
chef.
brother-in-law?
He's my
Brother-in-law's father.
Brother-in-law's father.
Yes, and so my brother-in-law is John Dahl. He's a Sioux OPP officer.
He's OPP. Those guys are great too.
So they have big hearts.
Big hearts.
And they work very hard to make this happen. So it's incredible. But there's a story behind it that I was going to get Melissa to share about why they wanted to start the event too, because it's quite moving.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, Jonathan and his dad have ran breakfasts in the past, and when we acquired the venue, they were like, this is perfect space to be able to do community events in. This is fantastic. So they planned on doing this. He has a cousin as well who is a huge contributor to Arch, and when he had lost an uncle, and Arch wasn't available at the time. It was prior to
Arch.
and now she's young, and she's been a contributor for years. So it's unfortunate that Arch touches everyone in Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah, it does.
So, and fortunate now that we have the facility and that we can contribute to keep it.
But as you say, a lot of people don't know about the funding and the fact that this is all by community support. I mean, but what was it? Was it 3 when you added the children's wing or the children's room? What do you call it?
We call it the pediatric suite.
The pediatric suite.
Yeah.
You guys raised over $3 million in a year.
That was a challenge for us too, because when you're doing a capital campaign, it can't interfere with your operating campaign. So in that year, we had to build our capital campaign and also maintain our operating. But what we found is that somewhere people kind of just realized it, because our services, I think, are very well known for being very, very good.
Yes.
So that it's hard for people to comprehend how we're not government funded and able to offer what we offer. Right. But it's people like Jonathan and Glenn and the Porco family that allow us to use the venue, and they get all the items donated. So Sault Ste. Marie allows us to do what we do, and it really touches our hearts.
And you said you have how many other third-party events go on?
Yeah, so we're busy. We do have 100, and we have about 12 of our own keys. So like this is amazing. Like when someone comes to us and it's like, we want to do a pancake breakfast, it's so beautiful. And I love sharing this. One of our volunteers, the day after she ate her pancakes, she was from Britain, and she was saying that it was the best pancake she had ever had. And she wrote like this huge letter, so we got to send that back to Glenn and to Jonathan. So she was saying how it reminded her of her grandmother's pancakes because they were just so delicious, which is very touching since we're serving 800 people pancakes.
Yeah,
that they're actually
like so many volunteers in the kitchen.
I was gonna say, well, how do you staff? You can't staff this with your staff.
Our staff all volunteers their time.
They all.
We put up a sign in a sign-up spot.
Come on, really?
They completely do.
Yes.
we put up a sign up
amazing.
What
list.
about the
and
servers? Are you
there's a lot of
Volunteers.
volunteers from local community businesses as well. Some people will donate volunteers. Like Royal Bank's great. They always give us at least 10 volunteers.
their staff
Their
show
staff
up, eh?
show up. And they wear their RBC shirts and they serve all day. They leave covered in maple syrup, grease across their bellies from serving sausage.
This is all. So you line up, right? I mean, you couldn't possibly do table service, so everything is out there for you, and they're serving this stuff. Oh,
and then we have men and women just cleaning tables and
Bussing.
There's some little kids helping out.
Little kids help too.
It's fantastic.
What about the beverages? Like that's a lot of glasses and stuff. Who's washing all the
We
dishes?
do juice boxes and milk. Lock City donates the chocolate milk and the milk, and Algoma Dairies is involved. It's a complete community. There's Meet the Butcher and Rudy's Fine Food, and there's a huge list of volunteers.
This is how you
donations.
raised $20,000 in 2 years doing
Yes.
pancakes, because of the people like your family and all these other amazing. And you know what the nice thing is too? You hear the names over and over again. These people are they never stop giving. They just keep coming back.
Our volunteers, our donators and supporters are the same list for the last 2 years, and they didn't even bat an eye to
Didn't
be
bat an
involved
eye.
again.
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
And we're doing it all again this Sunday at the Machine Shop.
Yes.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
We also have a children's zone, so we have face painting for children
And children's activities.
Yeah, children's activities, and Arch does. We're there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
So we work with their team and try to just give everyone the best possible experience they can have that day.
McDougall Fuels organizes the children's activities
they?
as well as Circle K, and big contributors.
Again, wow.
Yeah.
And that's great, because then if mom and dad want to stay and eat some more pancakes, but the kids are full, they can go and play while you have some more and have a chat and enjoy the morning.
And let's hope for a beautiful sunny day. And if it's still snowing, folks in Sault Ste. Marie, please come out and
No, it's going to be beautiful. I
It'll be
promise
warm in the
you.
machine shop.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect for pancakes.
Perfect for pancakes.
Okay, third annual Pancakes for Arch. Sunday, May the 5th. You were right. It's right there in my notes.
May 5th.
$10 for adults, $5 for kids under 12. All you can eat. And could there be a better cause? I don't think so.
Thanks,
Hey,
Tim.
thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here,
Thank you.
Melissa. And we'll be back. We'll be right back with Luann. I need some pancakes right now.
Yeah.
After this brief message.
Every day, I walk for truth. Every day, I walk for freedom.
So it turns out your cousin Nikki is smarter than Wikipedia.
Apparently.
So Wikipedia spelt, it was, what did I say, was Comte de ma mère Loire?
Loire.
But they spelled it on Wikipedia L''Oye. And your cousin Nikki said, that's not how you spell goose. It's L''O.
No, yes, I'm sorry, yes.
O-I-E.
L''O-I-E.
The goose.
So the goose is wah.
Wah.
Is how you say that.
Wah. Wah. Wah.
Yeah, so thanks, Nikki. We're going to have to start paying royalties to her.
We are, and you can go on
She's
Wikipedia and change that information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that the
Nick,
wild thing about
you know what?
Wikipedia? You can do
Since
that.
you're retired now, Wikipedia,
So
just
there.
change it up.
What did you learn
Thanks
while you
again.
were away, while I was talking about art?
You know what? Such a
pancakes.
nice thing.
What?
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
Claire Walton is this woman who's in hospice, and she absolutely loves Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So obviously she's not doing well. One of her wishes was to watch the final episode. So they sent her the final episode a little bit ahead.
A bed? She got it in advance.
Yes. And 10 of the cast members did a little video for her saying hello and stuff.
Come on.
How sweet is that?
And then she turned around and told everybody how it ended.
Yeah. No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
No, but isn't that lovely?
That is.
Yeah, they took the time. And speaking of like high rollers, the Avengers Infinity War was the second to last movie. This current one is Endgame.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot about Avengers. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, Avengers. Robert
Everybody's going
Downey
to see
Jr.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it's apparently the Endgame is phenomenal.
Really?
But the prior one, Infinity War, Robert Downey Jr. earned at least $75 million.
What do you mean, he made?
He earned that.
How do you
That's
mean
how much he made. That's how
Does
much.
he have a stake in it or something? Like,
I don't know.
He just
It
got
doesn't
paid that money to
say.
be in it?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
He
So
must
now,
have been a producer of some sort.
so now, I don't know.
No
So now
actor
they're
makes
saying-
$75 million for a film, do they?
I don't think so.
No. He's got to
So
be a
now with
producer.
Endgame, of course, people are speculating $75 million for Infinity War, the new one, which is blockbuster, breaking records all over the place. They're thinking, of course, he's going to earn even more than $75 million. That's ludicrous. I'm
make
sorry.
that kind of
You know
money
what?
for-
like.
Wow.
Well, you can't live long enough
To spend that?
to spend that money. So send it to us.
Michael Jackson did. He lived long enough to spend that and more. He ended up owing a lot of money, and he
Apparently.
because he'd go shopping and buy an entire store.
Yeah, if he liked a lamp, he bought like 16 or 17 of them apparently.
Speaking of breaking box office records,
But can
you're
I
done?
just add?
She's not finished.
I'm
yet.
not done. You're so rude. Endgame made $1.2 billion, breaking all kinds of records in its first weekend.
What?
They're
Wait,
actually
in a
thinking.
weekend?
Yeah, in a weekend. They're thinking that it will go over the record setter of Avatar.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy. Your turn.
Well, no, mine doesn't compare. Broadway doesn't compare to the movies as far as box office dollars go. But this is about To Kill a Mockingbird. It's on Broadway right now. Jeff Daniels is starring in it.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it's nominated in every category almost every category except best play. Jeff Daniels is nominated for Best Actor, Best Score, all this stuff. It grossed $1.5 million after 1 week on Broadway.
Whoa.
Right. It's broken box office records for the Schubert Organization, but no nomination for Best Play, and apparently the industry is outraged. They said it's the biggest snub and it's just ridiculous. And it's Aaron Sorkin. This is his adaptation, Broadway's version of To Kill a Mockingbird. So,
I mean, it's a classic.
1.5 has broken all records, amazing reviews.
So is that them telling him you messed it up?
I don't know.
wonder.
I don't know what it is. Why don't they go for Best Play? Who could
that's
explain?
weird.
Who could explain? Who knows what's in the mind of people in show business?
I do, because I have the news coming up next.
Well, then take that away and tell me what's going on.
Will do. Stay with us. That's coming up right after this.
Every day, I walk for change.
With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
Every day, I walk for her.
This is ONNtv.
The Sault Ste. Marie and Area Drug Strategy Committee has launched its call to action. It's a report on the current state of the harms associated with substance use in our area. The report will be released to the public today at 5 p.m. at Algoma Public Health. Over the past 6 years, frontline workers and managers from 20-plus service providers working in addiction treatment, harm reduction, justice and enforcement, as well as prevention and education, have been coming together to collaborate on reducing the harms associated with substance use in our community. Over the past year, as the lead agency and with funding from the Sault Ste. Marie District Social Services Administration Board, Algoma Family Services has worked with the Drug Committee to gather data, complete a literature review, interview service users and providers, as well as learning from 37 other drug strategies in Ontario. The report outlines a strategy of how stakeholders are dealing with the substance use challenges in our community and the work required. With 62 recommendations distilled down to 11 priorities, the Drug Strategy Coordinator Charles Shamus will work with the Drug Strategy Committee and community stakeholders to develop a work plan, and that will be accessible to the public through a soon-to-be-released website. All Algoma Public Health phones are now working, including the Parent-Child Information Line, Sexual Health Information Line, and Appointment Center. All other APH programs and clinics continue to run as scheduled, including the Parent-Child Information Center, You and Your Baby, and prenatal classes scheduled for today. Staff emails are gradually being brought back online. Ontario has ended a $50 million fund that helped childcare centres cover increasing labour costs without passing them on to parents. The move has already led to at least one childcare centre in Peel Region, just west of Toronto, telling parents that their fees will increase up to an extra $72 a month for full-time infant care. Carolyn Ferns of the Ontario Coalition for Better Childcare said more will likely follow. She added that Ontario families already pay the highest childcare fees in the country. Parents in Toronto can pay more than $20,000 a year, more than $2,000 a month for children under 18 months. A recent report by the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives pegged the Toronto average at $1,685 compared to $1,400 in Vancouver, $1,100 in Calgary, and $175 in Montreal. Ontario's so-called fee stabilization support was introduced last year under the then Liberal government as the minimum wage increased from $11.60 an hour to $14 an hour. It was essentially a way to subsidize the pay raises in facilities where staff had earned less than $14 an hour so that the costs weren't put on parents in the form of higher fees. The former Liberal government's fee stabilization funding ended as of March 31st. The Progressive Conservative government told childcare operators in mid-April any money that flowed to them after that date will be recovered. When asked about the funding cancellation, Education Minister Lisa Thompson touted the recently announced childcare tax credit that applies on a sliding scale to families with incomes of up to $150,000 that will provide a rebate of up to $6,000 per child under 7 and up to $3,750 per child between 7 and 16.
Like a policeman, firemen say you got only 3 minutes. Take the necessary. Okay, we're going there with my wife, and I'm happy because I see inside.
Communities across Ontario watching for or actively grappling with flood conditions reported cautious progress yesterday, even as they braced for a fresh wave of precipitation this week. Weather advisories stretching from Leamington to Ottawa forecast a mix of ice, snow, and rain today, which local officials warned would likely further swell local waterways that have been breaching their banks for the past week. A brief, however, allowed water levels to subside slightly in several of the hardest hit communities, providing a slight buffer ahead of the fresh rainfall. In Bracebridge, Mayor Graydon Smith said levels in the Muskoka River and Lake Muskoka have either crested or have begun to actually recede. But he said Environment Canada's latest forecast, calling for between 20 and 35 millimeters of rain, promises to put further strain on already heavily taxed resources. Officials in the Ontario communities of Huntsville, Muskoka Lakes Township, and Minden Hills, meanwhile, also reported that local lakes and river levels had either receded or largely stabilized, but all three joined Bracebridge in maintaining the states of emergency declared last week. And meanwhile, residents of Saint-Marc-sur-le-Lac, Quebec, visit their homes for the first time since a dike burst and flooded their town. Some say they feel better after visiting, but the future remains uncertain.
How are you feeling right now?
Relieved to know that there's no damage on the inside. I don't know about underneath or without anything else, but nothing's been touched on the inside. It does give me peace of mind. I was with mixed emotions between myself. Do I really want to see what's there, but I do want to. But I'm happy that I went, and I'm happy that I was able to get a few things. It looks like a wasteland right now. Really does. But to go in the house and see that it was nice inside, still everything intact, that helps.
Thousands of people across the country take part in the Canadian Cancer Society's Relay for Life. So join the Relay for Life, and together, let's make a difference.
With 3 brands to choose from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and CF Moto, visit one of our 4 showrooms today and speak with our knowledgeable, friendly, and enthusiastic staff who will be happy to help you with all of your motorsports needs.
Enjoy life, enjoy the ride, Bud Robinson Motorsports.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
So you know how important your hairdresser is, right? Man, you trust that person.
Wasn't it like National Hairstylist Day just yesterday or this week? So
I
yes.
don't know.
So I do know it's important. Yes.
Even Ellen can have a bad hairdresser. She tried a new girl, she says, and you know how her hair always looks awesome.
Yeah.
Well, when she was done, her hair, she said, looked like the gay pride flag.
It was all colors?
All different colors.
Why? What happened?
The girl apparently didn't know what she was doing.
With the
yeah.
She bleaches, right? And she dyes it.
Yes.
Blonde.
Yeah. So she says, and the color wasn't even the worst of it. She said she started touching her hair and it was falling out in clumps. So she said even her hair was so embarrassed that it had to leave. She's so hilarious. But that's why if you watch Ellen on a regular basis, like she's shaved kind of like your haircut.
Yeah, the fade.
Like shaved here and then like very, very short on top.
Is that why?
And that's why.
Because
you don't want to not do a good job on Ellen's hair.
At least she's not saying who the hairdresser was.
Well, yeah.
I don't understand something. She works for a studio. They have hairdressers who work at that studio. Why doesn't she just have her hair done there at work? Like have somebody...
Well, maybe she did.
Oh,
she
maybe
just said she tried a new person.
Okay.
Yeah, so not necessarily a new shop
Salon,
or
a different person.
Yeah, a new person.
Wow.
Yes.
Have you ever had dreams like that where your hair's coming out?
My teeth.
Me too. I was going to say, yes. Where it's like, oh no,
I'm choking on my teeth.
Oh no, I've had them like come out in my hands. So wait, that means something. We should look that up. What does that mean when you dream?
I did look up. It means something about...
I hate that dream about my teeth.
Worrying about the way you look. So we're egotistical.
Well, I knew that.
And vain.
That's not news.
No. So,
I have news.
What?
Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran. Would that be kind of a cool collaboration?
That would be cool.
I think so too. And so apparently, Scooter Braun, that's Justin's agent.
Yes.
I think it's so nice now that the last time we heard Scooter Braun's name, it was all about his concern for Justin's well-being. And now it's Scooter Braun talking about Justin's new projects.
Dropping hints big time.
So there's a picture of Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran side by side, 2 different photos, both in front of green screens, both wearing these loud Hawaiian shirts, both showing off their tattooed sleeve, and both striking a very similar pose. And under it, it just says the number 10. And Ed's manager has posted almost the exact replica of that Instagram shot. And so people are all wondering, like Ryan Seacrest was, what do you mean? He tweeted, Ryan Seacrest, what do you mean, 10? And Lady Gaga tweeted, is that a threat?
She's so funny.
So we don't know what 10 means, but something that involves 10.
You know what? They're both kind of good friends of Taylor Swift, and she did the same thing with me, if you recall. She just posted the number and counted down.
So watch for that. And
it's a trend.
Watch for my next interview, and it's all about the Relay for Life and a party that's coming up that you're not going to want to miss. Stay tuned right after this.
When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive through the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatsioux.ca.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Welcome back, and welcome back to you, Alyssa. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Alyssa Garofalo-Lake here on behalf of the Relay for Life.
Yes.
Canadian Cancer Society.
You've got it.
Do you know how many years it's been going on in Sault Ste. Marie? Do you have it?
19.
Really?
Yes.
I was saying to Luann, because Luann and I, we just started with ONNtv just before last year's Relay for Life, and it was one of the first events we did as a team.
I remember that.
And you know, I'd never been.
Really?
I know I had. Well, that's not true. I performed at the Relay for Life a couple times, but I never was really there for all of that opening ceremony stuff. It's really cool.
It is.
Survivors Walk. And then the walk for the memory of the ones we've lost, right?
Yeah, we have our luminary ceremony.
Luminary ceremony. And this year, for the relay, you're going to have way more activities.
Absolutely.
Because you're in a new location.
Yes.
At?
The yard.
The yard behind the machine shop?
Yes.
Okay. And that's allowing you, because there's less restrictions for you, municipally speaking,
yes,
you can do way more stuff.
Oh yeah, we're going to have bonfires, we're having massive team activities. We're actually looking at having sort of like a midnight viewing of an 80s classic. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And the date for the actual Relay for Life walk is?
June 7th.
June the 7th, okay. And it's an 80s theme.
Yes.
Which is why we're kicking things off with a dance party. Mm-hmm. So the way you said it to me was, it's sort of just a precursor, like to get the Sioux warmed up.
Yeah, the 80s, I mean, that is so much fun, right?
What a fun
Who doesn't have fun with the 80s?
Era, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we
Were you even around in the 80s?
Not just yet. No, I missed out a little bit.
No,
90s child.
I was a 60s, 70s kid, but so I could really appreciate the 80s because I was in my 20s. That's a good time to be in the, you know.
So you must have had some great hair.
I think I might have had a perm at one time.
Oh, okay.
And I definitely did a lot of the pastels. What was that? There was Don Johnson, Miami Vice.
Oh, okay.
I was very, very Miami Vice dictated my fashion.
I've seen pictures.
I had shoulder pads out to here like Joan Crawford and bleached blonde hair. Yeah. So the 80s, why you love it? Why? Because you weren't even around for it. Why do you love it?
I've heard good things.
You've heard good things.
I grew up, my family always had the records going, and my dad was big in the 80s music.
Great music.
So, I mean,
Is your father a musician by any chance?
Yes, he is.
Is he really?
Yeah.
And so did he play in bands in the 80s or stuff? Or?
Yeah, he had a band. My whole family is very musical. My husband's family is very musical. So it's just the 80s, I mean, to me, there's nothing more fun than
Michael
the 80s.
Jackson, I mean, all that, and disco. Coming out, disco was just ending. Early 80s, there was still disco. Oh, they just put a poster up.
Oh,
so let's talk about the actual dance party. It's a video dance party.
It is. So we're going to have 80s music videos playing the entire time. We're going to have a green screen, so hopefully some 80s props. So come prepared, dressed in your finest with, like I said, the shoulder pads.
The shoulder pads and the hair and the color scheme. And leg warmers and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
The
Anything
spandex and bright. Oh, yes. Lots of day glow colors in the 80s, too, right?
Those neon bright colors.
Ooh, that reminds me, that's one of the fun things you're doing. You're doing a graffiti wall.
Yes, we are. So, I mean, kids are always looking for something to keep them busy. And for us, this is an opportunity for them to come really get involved and splash that neon paint everywhere. And then we'll bring that to Relay for Life so that we have that, I guess, reminder of the 80s dance, bring that with us, and people can see their artwork.
They can see their artwork, and they can see the kids, all the kids' messages and stuff, and that's always cute little handprints and drawings and stuff. And I was telling you, if you do this, make sure you get blacklight, because when you use blacklight on that day glow paint, it looks so cool. I can imagine that at night for the walk.
It'll be amazing.
I know. And so you're talking about the kids. This is a family event, total family. And that's why it starts early.
Yeah, 5 until 8, and it's really for all ages. I'm bringing my almost 2-year-old.
You're gonna dress him up?
I am definitely dressing him up. Yes.
80s theme.
Yeah, he's got his high top and his leopard print.
No kidding.
We're going very Ferris Bueller with this.
And so there's also you've got so much stuff going on.
We do.
Let's talk about the date first of all. Is this Saturday?
Yes, it is, May 4th.
At the machine shop. I was saying, you can just go for the video dance party, spend the night at the machine shop, and be there for the pancake breakfast the next morning.
The machine shop is wonderful.
They are great, the Porco family. When we just had Melissa on.
Oh, really?
Talking about Arch. Because they're there on the Sunday for the pancake breakfast. And so Relay for Life, it's all cancer related, basically. Not what Arch isn't all about cancer, but Relay for Life certainly is raising money for cancer research.
Yes. Yeah, so it goes to the most promising cancer research across Canada because we realize that life is bigger than cancer, and we want to make sure that that research is the very best, and that is where donor dollars are focused.
You said there's a lot of peer research that's done to decide where the dollars are best spent in research.
It is a huge peer review process that looks at all of the studies that are submitted, and they see what is most promising, where those donor dollars are going to be most effective, and it does go back to that. And a lot of that comes back here to the Soo for clinical trials.
Because we do have, and we're going to be talking to Dr. Spatafora in a couple of weeks. She's coming on the show to talk about exactly what goes on here at the Sault area hospitals for those clinical trials. We're very fortunate. We should be honored in Sault Ste. Marie to actually be one of the hospitals that runs these trials and does the research.
I mean, there aren't that many that really have them, and so we're lucky here in the Soo to have Dr. Spatafora and
we're lucky to have people like you who put on these great fun events to help raise money.
This is going to be exciting.
Minimum $5 donation at the door. That's nothing for a party like this. What do you get for your $5? Let's go through the list.
So we're going to have, like I said, the photo green screen. We have the 80s dance. We're going to have the glow paint graffiti wall. We have face painting. We have
face painting. That's Taylor's Fancy Faces.
Yes.
She'll be there from 5:30 until 7.
Yes. Yeah. And then we have the meet and greet with Princess Ariel, because she is the only 80s princess, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was pretty cool.
There's Disney Princess Ariel.
Disney Princess.
She'll be there only for an hour from 6 to 7. So bring the little ones to meet Princess Ariel.
So we should
food.
Oh, hot dogs, chips, water.
Now this is first come, first serve, and it's one per person, but it's free. So for your donation, you're also going to get fed. All right. And Sudan Hapkido, the Cornackios, we featured them on the show.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
They are doing an obstacle course, I believe, for all ages. They're doing demonstrations.
Martial arts.
Yeah, so it's think a little bit of the Karate Kid, right? So the 80s element again.
You've really gotten clever with this, and makeovers.
Oh, yeah, the Soo College hairstyling program. You're going to get the crimp and the teasing going.
Oh, man, all the teasing for sure, and the crimping. I remember all of that stuff. And then for, would there be makeup too, do you think? Makeovers is just hair?
Just hair.
So do your own makeup at home. Go 80s, go big. Don't stay home. Come out. Saturday, May the 4th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Machine Shop, 80s Video Dance Party, all in support of the Relay for Life and the Canadian Cancer Society.
It'll be so much fun.
It will. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much.
We'll be seeing you out and around at all these great events coming up. And we'll be right back to say goodbye with Luann after this.
I wanna let go.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
In the beginning, there was nature, the oceans, the forests, the mountains, and so history was passed on, and memories took shape, defining us, uniting us, creating a legacy that's ours to preserve, and ours to celebrate.
Beauty amazing, got a kiss from the sun, and that thing will be blazing. I'm dreaming, dream catches, catching on my field, catches for us run, running the river to the water, relax us jump, jumping to the beat, birds flying to the creek, part of the plan, dirt on my feet, feeling the beast, feeling that beat it, I beat it, a beast, feeling that peace, feeling that ease, hold up, can't be fighting the feeling I need.
A message from the Government of Canada.
Turn your passion into a career with a university or college education. For information on financial aid, visit ontario.ca/myfuture.
Prescription drugs. When used properly, they can help. But last year, more than 80,000 Canadian kids used them to get high, even though it can be very dangerous. Prescription drug abuse. It can damage a teen for life. Get the facts and talk with your kids about prescription drug abuse. Visit canada.ca/drug prevention. A message from the Government of Canada.
So on this Wellness Wednesday, as you can see, the focus was on Arch and on the Relay for Life. We're talking about taking care of yourselves. Hey, you know what? Maybe go get something checked out, check yourself out, make sure there's nothing unusual going on with your body, listen to your body, consult your doctor, and stay on top of things, because early detection of cancer is one of the best ways to get cured.
Absolutely. And Wellness Wednesday, we are not going to focus on the fact that it's snowing like the Dickens out there right now in Sault Ste. Marie. Thanks for that.
We're going to focus on a sunny Thursday.
Absolutely. Warming up nice.
Bum slide!
Bum slide Thursday coming up tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thank you.